Professor Gadget. Got questions for Jim George? If you have questions for Jim George, you call them in. The number is 622-9622. One of the questions is, what's going on with that video? What's going on with that video right now? It's crazy. It's crazy. It looks like a 5.9 on the Richter scale. Jim George is here. We're going to learn about technology a little bit. Anyway, how you doing, Jim?
I'm hanging in there. But maybe hanging is a bad word to use, but I'm
That's
here.
a good word to use. That's a good word to use. It's a new magazine coming out with 31 centerfolds. Did you hear that story?
I heard. I'm not positive. That's a magazine I'll partake of.
I'm not so sure either what to expect. But,
I know. I want to get it.
but there might be a few in there that I would like. There might be a few I would like. You would think out of 31.
Sure.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm in a little bit of pain, as you know. I had my wife and Robert sit in last week because I had a small operation.
But you never told us what it was.
I had my right gonad removed.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You said that, and I thought you were kidding me. Now I'm still not sure.
Oh, and now it's painful.
So it's the truth. That's really what happened.
Oh, yeah. It's
Was
the
it
truth.
cancerous?
No. Well, I don't know. The biopsy hadn't came back, but it was enlarged. I mean, the term "he's got big balls" that was me.
You're endowed then.
Well, you're in
should
pretty
be
good
in that
spirits
magazine.
considering you don't even know if it's cancer yet.
Well, I'm not worried about if it's cancer. It's out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
gone.
they got it all then.
Yeah, they wanted to do this and do that. I said, not.
Well, when did you first notice this?
It's been growing. It's a growing situation.
Did you say to your wife one day, does this look bigger to you?
Maybe
No, she
noticed
was.
it.
Yeah.
She first. She was first. So I forget what it's like to be married.
Yeah. I understand. It's a touchy situation.
Oh, no. All right, I'm sorry. I won't go too deep.
Anyway, that was it. So it's gone, but pain. Oh, my goodness, pain.
Yeah, do you have anything for the pain?
I do. They give me, it's light stuff. They don't want me to, like if when you have a tooth extracted, they may give you hydrocodone, like 10%. Mine is only 5%. They want the pain there because they don't want you to exert yourself. If you're out of pain, you're liable to want to, walk around the block, or you're liable to want to pick up something.
Can't walk around the block right now?
Yeah, walk into the parking lot's like a joke.
Really?
Yeah.
Or pick up things.
Or pick up
So do you
things.
get a prosthetic put in place? I mean,
No.
It looks normal?
I actually brought in a little small bell that had a bell within a bell, and I said, "You want to?" He said, "No, we're not going to."
A bell?
So that way, my wife would know when I'm walking down the hall.
Oh, man.
And you would say to me, "What's that noise?"
Oh, man.
I said, "That's my bell." Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling-ling. No. It's all joking aside. I've been wanting to do this for years, and I said, "That's it."
For years?
For years. Oh, it's getting large.
Oh,
very
gee.
large.
That's too bad.
Like a very large grapefruit.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A grapefruit?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go swimming ever?
Oh, yeah.
Did people look at you funny?
Well, you cover a lot of things up with bathing suits.
That's Professor Gadget right there.
That's right.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it. So I'm glad to be back, and I want to thank Robert. He's been helping my wife with our dogs, and he is quite a guy when it comes to dogs. I mean,
Did you see the video, the interview?
I did.
That was fun. That was a fun interview.
It was fun.
They
fun.
and my
This
wife
segment,
wishes.
this segment though is always fun. It
is. I mean, she wanted to talk more about her dog treats, and what happened was she uses her dog treats to get the dogs to do certain things, and then Robert was telling her, well, you use them this way, use them that way, and that kind of stuff. So the two of them are quite a pair when it comes to dogs. I have to admit, I am not a dog person.
Have you ever picked up on her using treats to get you to do something?
No.
No, you've never picked up on that?
No. I'm one of the kind of guy, she says, just do it. Just do it.
The treats come later.
I hope so. One can only hope.
My goodness.
Yes.
There was a Gadget story I did want to ask you about.
I remember you on the. It had to do with the international.
Oh gosh, yes.
I
always have these stories for you, and then I misplace them.
Mm-hmm.
It had to do with the government deciding to no longer have control of web addresses.
Yeah. So
And they were going to give it to a private agency.
Well, already.
The International Adding System?
Yes, the International Corporation for Sign Names and Numbers.
Ah, you looked it up or something, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So basically, we right now the U.S. government does .com, .ed, .gov,
.edu.
.edu, and the concerns they have is that this new company has already said that if they take over, they're going to have .gay, .sucks, .date, so you can have a dating. So if you want to have a date with someone, you can go to, looking at...
Is that a bad thing? I mean, why?
Well, what they're saying is it now makes the internet a non-professional service anymore. Now it's anything you want. So they're concerned about that. And we've been using a company called ARVN, ARVN, and that's the American Registry of International Numbers. And what that is when you want to have a website and you go to a domain place like domains.com or something, that name is really a group of numbers. And it's 4 numbers or 4 groups. So it can be 1 dot, or it can be 11 dot, or 111 dot, or even 1,111 dot. In other words, you have 4 and then a dot. And then you have 4 more, 4 more, 4 more. Well, they ran out of numbers. There's no more any IPv4s. I wanted to have like 750 more for my business, and they're totally out. So they've invented back in the early 1900s IVP6. So now it's groups of 6. So it's 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers times 6.
Got it.
And the difference is instead of being dot, so like 192 dot 255 dot, now it's 192 colon dot 255 colon dot, and that's the new registry, and they tried to make it backward compatible. And so if you have old IP4 equipment, which you do, I do, everybody has IP4 equipment, the IPv6 stuff is supposed to work with it. It's just not really working. And so you'd have to have intermediate software to, and so right now when you buy a router or a server, even at Best Buy, you have to check to see, is it IPv6 compatible.
Really? Oh, wow.
So the U.S. government can't do this? That there has to be a private
They don't want to do it
company
anymore.
that
They
takes
find
over?
that what happens is they created this ICANN, the International Corporation for Numbers and Names, and they fund it. It's a nonprofit organization. So they just send the bill to the U.S. government, and the U.S. government pays it. And so what's the difference whether they do that or they say, hey, you're on your own. You want to get funded? You charge the people what, right now we're tired of paying for it. So the government's just trying to get rid of it, and what they're saying is that it's one of those situations where Obama has done this to actually appease the world, because America controls that stuff. So now China can have their own department, and India can have their own department. They can choose their own numbers, because if we have, let's say, 6 billion IPv4 numbers out there and we're out, for IPv6, we're never going to run out. It's something like 100 billion or some huge number before they run out. So why not let the world do it? Well, the concern is, do you really want China issuing you an IP address, and then they, knowing your IP address, can get into all your stuff?
That's right. I knew there was an alternative motive with the U.S. government.
See, that's more troubling than .gay or something like that.
Yeah.
Right,
They can see into all that. So that's one of the concerns they have. So when it comes to IT, I am just a parrot repeating what I read or what I hear. I'm not a good guy to talk to. My guys, George and
I don't know. I think
Tony.
when you explain it, I get it at least enough to, I don't know, to get it. I get it.
Yeah. I try to make it not techie if I can.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what it is. And so if they go through with this, then you'll find that there'll be organizations sending you emails all the time saying, hey, would you like to have this domain name in Korea? In other words, let's assume WOCA.com.
Yeah.
But do you want WOCA.net? How about WOCA.China? WOCA.UK? So anybody typing in WOCA gets you.
Wow. Gosh.
See, right now you can get
You can
.com,
do that.
.org, .gov,
.net.
And here's the thing I never understood about this. I was always under the impression that if it said .org, it was a nonprofit. If it said .gov, it was a government agency.
Right. Exactly.
But it's not always true.
It's not always true. No, it's not always true.
And what is .net supposed to mean?
Well, when they first did the .com, they were running out of .com name.
Oh, so they just created
they
another
did
one?
.net. That's a network. But now you can have .it, which is Italy, .uk, which is UK.
Yeah. What is one in Canada? .ca.
.ca.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So why, since it's working, do they want to give it up? I mean, it's one more step toward one world government then, and China will be controlling the world.
Yeah, China right now runs the Panama Canal. China runs a lot of things for us. Airports
are run by China. Do you smell gunpowder right now?
Not really.
Gunpowder.
I smell gunpowder.
Ooh, I do now.
Do you really?
So you have something burning?
You got some pistols on you?
I know. That open carry law.
Yeah, that open carry law is something else.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For Friday, looking humid with variable clouds and a shower thunderstorm late this morning, followed by a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. Friday night, a heavy thunderstorm into the evening, otherwise mostly cloudy, low 71 to 75. On Saturday, looking at a couple heavy thunderstorms in the afternoon, otherwise times of clouds and sunshine with a high 86 to 90. And Sunday, partial sunshine and afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Almost half of all heart attacks are, quote, silent. So instead of gripping one's chest like we see in the movies, people are more likely to feel extreme fatigue or discomfort in the jaw. The best way to get a bad memory out of your head is to focus on forgetting the context more than the memory itself. While it's normal to try tackling our goals one at a time, it's more effective to change everything at once.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Andersen of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installs the name brand homeowners trust. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyandersen.com. That's renewalbyandersen.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA. AM 1370. 96.3. 96.3.
We are The Source, WOCA.
All right, 76 degrees, 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's return to our Professor Gadget, Jim George. If you have any questions, by the way, about your computers, your handheld devices, and anything at all, Jim is here to answer those questions. If Jim doesn't have an answer, he might direct you to some of his tech guys. And where you can go directly to them is over at Media in Motion at 1137 Southwest 7th Road.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
There you can take your laptop, your gadget, and just say, hey, you guys, and there's a sign there, right? It says Media in Motion?
It does.
Okay. It's kind of in a back, near those railroad tracks. And
it is.
Near the
it is. It's off the beaten path.
CTA education, whatever it's called.
Community Technical Adult Education.
Yeah, CTAE. Yep.
Also, Jim is the owner of American Cable Services. So if you have a question about cable TV, which is how this whole show started, but it grew into the gadgets in general conversation that you now know and love.
Well, let me just bring you guys up to par. So the city of Ocala had a meeting about 3 weeks ago, and they decided they had a committee that decided that of the 3 people they narrowed it down to be able to be a partner with the city of Ocala. 2 of them were ruled out because what they wanted to do was buy the infrastructure from the city and then charge the city back to use it. So those two, the only one left was me. And they didn't like my proposal because my proposal asked for exclusivity for 2 years. And what I'm saying is that in order for me to be on their fiber optic network, I'm going to need about 2 years, and they're going to need about 2 years so we can work out the billing situation, who does what. I mean, there's a lot of things to be worked out. If you open the door to what's called an open access and anybody can be on the fiber network, you could have 10 fiber companies coming here trying to all sell TV services over the same fiber. And so a customer would be very confused. The person living in Ocala says, am I going to go with American Cable if I'm going to go with Media this? You know, what do they offer? What the differences? And so they misconstrued my proposal and said that I wanted to have the exclusive only. And I wrote them a nice email. You cannot speak up there in these committee meetings. You have to sit there quietly, even though they may say something that's not quite the way you had worded it. So I wrote them a nice email and said, you misconstrued. I'm only asking for a 2-year moratorium before you let anybody else allowed on. So we can figure out, is it really working for me to pay for the drop to the home? Is it working out for us to use GPON instead of EPON? I mean, the different technologies. And but anyway, I've heard back from a few people that said, we thank you for sending us to correction and we'll look into it and get back. But the city is just going to probably have another year before they make any decisions. So what I've decided to do is launch right away and immediately go to Gainesville. Gainesville is begging me to go up there and be on their fiber optic system, which is 12,000 homes already hooked up, with the potential for another 170,000. And then let the city of Ocala decide, you know, year 2 or whatever year they want to, that they really want to do something with, you know, their fiber optic system. In the meantime, once I launch the head-in and start feeding Gainesville, I can feed anybody anywhere that has internet. So I don't. I'm only trying to be a partner with the city to try and grow Ocala. But if Ocala wants to be, you know, that far back, then let them remain that far back.
Back as in backwards?
Backwards, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just, you know, we'll move on.
So when you launch in Gainesville, if I want your TV service?
Yes, once I build the infrastructure in the head end, that is the servers, the transcoders, the encoders, all the stuff that handles IP, once I build all that, anybody can have it. I just wanted to start off doing the city of Ocala because that's my home. You know, but I already have the city of Inverness that's calling me. I've got people who live in Dunellen because that's a failed system there. They want me.
Oh, they've had their troubles with that stuff.
And the people here in Ocala are looking forward to your service.
So we're going to go ahead and launch. Matter of fact, I'm going to have a meeting today with my one of my financial backers and say, okay, city of Ocala is not moving forward. Let's not get discouraged. Let's just build ahead in. Let's just go forward. We have a couple of 100,000 people that want us right now. Keep in mind, the average cable system size in America, the average, is 1,000 homes. Now you have Cox.
Is that right?
Or Bright House that have millions of subscribers.
Yeah.
But they might be in the top 50. But there are over 27,000 cable companies in America. And the average size is 1,000 homes.
So you could, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, so in other words, there might be some little town, who knows, in the desert, and they've got 37 houses.
Well, let's take, for instance, Horseshoe. Horseshoe is a little town near Steinhatchee, if you know, all right? And they only have 500 homes possible. All the homes are on 14-foot stilt buildings, and they're in their high peak. They may have 400 people staying there every month. And in their low, maybe 100. Well, they still have a cable TV system, and that's for the whole town of Horseshoe.
Wow. I've always wanted to go there, by the way.
Oh, it's beautiful. The person that owns the cable system there built their house in a tree. It's a tree house. It's and they do have weekend stays. They have a pool. They have a boat. They take you out fishing, and you get to stay there for the weekend and sleep about 12 people in one big bungalow, or they have a little small place where you can sleep like the 2 or 3.
Really?
So a little small family could go. But they rent the whole thing out for the weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for like $200 a night.
Wow.
And you get everything. You get, I mean, and you're in a tree.
That's wonderful. I'd love to go there.
Huge up there. You're about 20 feet off the ground.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
And they have the stairs, but if you don't want the stairs, they have a single-person lift. You get in it, push a button, it takes you up to the second floor.
Oh, really?
It's very nice. Beautiful. The sunsets are to die for. The fishing, right outside, you can sit on the pool deck and fish.
Oh,
So you've
man.
been there. That is
Oh,
so
yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah.
That is so wonderful.
Yeah. I helped them with their fiber optic network system, so I've been there. So there are just a lot of, cable systems are not necessarily for the delivery of programs that we want to force you to take. We want you to choose what channel you want to take.
Sure.
And
that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Some people want to have anything at any time, and other people say, you know what I want? I want the History Channel, the Weather Channel. Who knows what? I mean, I'm just
ABC.
picking something at random, yeah.
Right. And we're going to have like a Chinese menu. Everything in column A is free. Everything in column B is, 10 cents.
By the way, I want to tell you something. I was watching this video of this antenna that you can put on top of like an RV.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to describe the way it looked. I have no idea what's inside of it, but it looked like a smoke detector. And that was it. It sat on top of the RV, like a smoke detector. That's what it looked like, a little round.
Right.
And it said that you can, from the inside, you can electronically receive whatever TV signals are in the area.
Right. It's a digital antenna, omnidirectional. In other words, you don't have to aim it
You don't have to
anywhere.
aim it, right? That's what they said.
But it has basically what's called zero gain. And then there's a little amplifier in it that maybe amplifies by 7. So what they're saying is if you're in an area that has a real strong signal, you can get it. And if you're in an area that has a real weak signal, the amplifier kicks in and amplifies it by 7. But if it's a real weak signal, then the amplifier won't do any good. And the way digital works, it's not like analog where the signal gets snowy. It's either there or it's not there. So you might be receiving channel 35 when you're in Orlando. You get up to Ocala and you can't receive 35.
So how does that compare to the antenna that you had a gentleman come in here that sells antennas?
Right.
How does the antenna he sells compare to this disc-looking thing?
Yeah, well, his is an outside antenna. It's directional. You aim it to where you want it. Now, it has some omni built into it. In other words, most antennas are made where they have a front-to-back ratio. That is, the gain coming off the front of the antenna is 10 times more stronger than anything coming off the rear of it. And what an omni means is the front may have a gain of 10, but the back may have a gain of 5. So even though you're aiming south for channel 6, if channel 20 out of Gainesville is strong enough, it picks it up.
Okay.
In other words, you don't have to turn the antenna all the time.
But if we were to compare the disc one to the kind he sells, it sounds like there are pros and cons to both of them.
Right. The one he sells is made for the outdoors, 10 foot above your roof, and it is very good. We put it on a 100-foot tower at our office and turned it every way we could to see what kind of, we use it as a search antenna. In other words, what's out there that we don't get. And that told us so much information, we ended up putting 3 more antennas on our tower to pick up channels. We went from offering about 110 channels to offering 158 after we got his.
Just by doing that, huh?
Well, we now know they're out there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Because when you look at a search, FCC.gov and antenna reception in Ocala or whatever, you don't really get all the information you need. But when you put up an antenna and you aim it, if you get the channel, there it is.
Got it. Wow. I love that. Always fun, Jim. I'm glad you're healthy. I really thought you were kidding last week when you told me what was going on.
Jim wants to talk about his wife's dog treats.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, my wife has these Zukes, Z-U-K-E-S treats. And if you go to, like, the doggy places that sell Pet Expo places or whatever, she sells them for 75% off. So if you want to call me, I'll put you in touch with her. And we have a whole bedroom full of dog treats. We will gladly sell you.
What number did they call you at?
They can call me at 352-854-9795.
All right. Call Jim with their dog treat
Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Jim.
Bye.
Glad you're okay. All right. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump looking to win the Christian evangelical vote. Addressing the Faith and Freedom Coalition conference in Washington, D.C. today, this is Hillary Clinton supporter, continues blasting him.
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren calling him a total disgrace. The presumptive Republican nominee is facing reports that he's been sued at least 60 times by individuals and businesses who accuse him of failing to pay for work done in his various properties. Yesterday, Trump tweeted that the media is dishonest and against him.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Senior U.S. officials saying the White House has green-lighted expanded Afghanistan airstrikes, and some people